Hi guys, on this video it's just a short video. I'll be showing some example on the chart on measured minor trend line and measure trend line. I'll be just explaining minor support, major support, minor resistance and major resistance. It's not a live market. It's just screenshots that I took on my last analysis. So let's just take a bit look at them. So on this one we have minor trend line and a major trend line. Firstly, major trend line, okay, let's just say major trend line, major support, major resistance, major support and resistance, yes, major channel, everything that is major, we find them on higher time frame like monthly, weekly, 4 hour. That's where we can find major trend lines, major support and resistance, those big support and resistance. And the minor, we find them on 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, we find them on smaller time frame. So basically on small time frame and larger time frame. Small time frames, we find minor trend lines and minor support and resistance, and on bigger time frame we find major support and major resistance. So as you can see here, we have trend lines. We have this one that is below that. This is a major trend line. It's a major trend line, and then inside that structure we have a minor trend line. This one we have this minor trend line, and as you can see, I'm saying it's minor because it's inside the structure, it's inside another trend line, the bigger trend line. So we use this trend line for different reasons. You can draw a bigger trend line, and while you are waiting to trade that bigger trend line and you see the market forming a minor trend line, and you can attempt to trade that minor trend line, and yes, you can be successful and make profit. So just train your eye, or just learn to analyze, from bigger time frame to lower time frames and find the minor trend lines and the major trend lines. Sorry about that. Yes, so learn to find the minor trend line and the major trend line. And also, as you can also see here, we have support and we have the resistance. So it's when we are looking at the structure, it's inside the structure, so it can be a minor resistance. You might find that the market has a stronger resistance above this level. That is possible. And we also have a resistance level here. We have a resistance level here. Let me see. Yes, we have a resistance level. I'm sorry, it's a support level. We have a support level. We see price came here, it turned, it came again, it turned, it came again. And then now technical analysis, people who trade technical analysis can put a line like this and wait. By the time the market gets here, they will start looking at the trade. Let's say the market comes to this level, and they can start looking for it to reverse here, because it once reversed here, and this can be seen as a major support. It can be seen as a major support. So if you can just train your eye to see these things, you can be sorted, because they can be profitable if you have a good strategy based on this. You can trade them proper, and you can make a lot of profits if you know exactly what you are doing. I'm sorry about that. So let's check another picture and see again, you see we have a trend line inside trend lines. We have bigger trend lines. We have this bigger trend lines, and then we have another trend line here. You can see that, okay, we have a minor and the major trend line, right? And again, you can see that there was a major support here, and we can look for opportunities. If the market doesn't reverse here, we can look for opportunities when it approaches that level, because these levels can be profitable sometimes. So yes, we can look for these things. We can look for this levels. Remember, I am not teaching any strategy. I'm just showing you levels. As you can see down here, we have a resistant, and then here again we have another resistance that can be seen as a minor resistance, because it's inside the resistant. It's inside the resistant, but this resistant, it can still be broken because it was only tested once. I'm not sure what happens when we scroll to the side of the chart, because this is just a screenshot. So again, you can see here we have a resistant. This gray area here is a resistant. I have found it on 1 hour time frame. It can be a major resistant, and then here we had a minor resistant, because you see the price pushed down and then it came back up. We had a minor resistant. Again, here is another resistant, so yes, you can just look at these levels and make money. So here is a trend line, and we have another minor trend line. We have minor trend lines. So the trend lines that are balancing this bigger structure are major trend lines, and the trend lines that are balancing the smaller structure are minor trend line. Again, here you see we have these trend lines, and here we have a support here. We have a level. It was support, it was resistant, it pushed the market down, it came back, it was broken, it became support, and it pushed up. It became support, pushed up. Now it was broken and it was support again. So you can use one level multiple times, because you know that if it breaks here, we are looking to short the market. We are looking to start looking for selling opportunities. And you can see we have major trend lines and we have minor trend lines, and you can just sell from the minor trend line 1, 2, 3, looking for the touches of those trend lines, and you can look for selling opportunities. Again, here is another example. We have minor trend lines, and this our major trend lines, and we have our support and resistance here. So we will take a deep look at these things when we are doing the strategy, when we are learning the strategy. Now we are just learning the concept. You see, here we have a major trend line. This one, it was drawn from a bigger time frame. I think it was a daily. And then we have this one that was drawn on a 1 hour time frame. And then we have our support where we can just set our take profit, or we would have set our take profit if gold broke to the downside, but it didn't. It just broke to the upside. And you can see that we have these are the minor trend lines. So you need to be able to spot the short-term trade and the long-term trade trend. By long-term and short-term, I mean this is a long-term, this bigger one is a long-term, and here we had a short-term that was broken. We had another short-term broken, short sell broken to the upside. So you just need to train your eye to see these things, to see the channel, to see the trend lines, and to see all those things that you will be learning on this course, and just try to just understand them. And yeah, after you learn these things, you just need to practice them, and start making profit is not easy. It can take you up to 6 months, even more if you are slow, but eventually you will make it if you are committed. So thank you very much for watching up to this very end. We will meet again on the other videos. Enjoy.